Introduce yourself for the people, Maya, so they know exactly who you are.
Hi, I'm Maya. I'm going through the 203K process out here in New York. I reached out to him because, had a lot of questions. I had a lot of concerns. I didn't know if I was going in the best direction or if I was getting the best deal.
Okay, so talk about those pain points that you have with the 203K loan and what problems that you of why you reached out to me.
Well, the biggest concern was when I first started the process with my lender, he was saying, oh, well, this is the most everything's going to be. Um, few months down the line, it just got so expensive. So I'm like, wait, back up, hold on, let's pause. Let's work through every step of this loan, this deal to make sure it makes sense for me because I don't want to be paying so much money just to get into a home, especially with the economy on the rise.
Yeah, no, I mean, so Maya sent me her loan estimate, and and immediately once I looked at the loan estimate, I said, "Wait a minute, this is kind of crazy." There was a lot of fees, and then I immediately said, "Look, instead of me going back and forth with DM, yo, here's my number. Let's get on the call because I can probably, instead of going back and forth for 2 hours on DMs, let me just talk to you real quick and just kind of break down what I'm seeing was wrong." So one of the first things that I noticed was the points that was being charged to you for the rate that you was getting. So they were quoting you like 6.75%, but they were charging you like 16,000 in points. Now, everybody, do you understand what points are? Type yes in chat in the comments, please. Type yes in chat if you understand points. If you don't understand points, type no in chat. Just so I want to make sure, do I have to explain what points are? Because if I don't, I'm gonna just keep moving. Okay, right now everybody's saying yes, they understand points. We got one person saying no, two people saying no. Real quick, points are basically prepaid interest, right? So when you buying points, typically 1 point is equivalent to buying your rate down 0.25% on your interest rate. And in Maya's case, she's doing a 203K. She's buying a house for like 690, I believe, and doing about 140,000 worth of work, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
every point,
with my credit
go ahead.
score, my credit score is high. My fiance's credit score was around 699. So they used the
Mhm.
lowest credit score, which is annoying. So they said the best they can do was around, I think it was like a 7.25. And to buy down, we were trying to get down to a 6.5, a 6.75, just to make sure the mortgage wasn't too crazy. Now buying down, they were trying to charge at first like 2.4 points. And then I think we're around, I'm not sure of the number but on the paper, but I think it is still 2.4, between 2 and 2.4. I just felt like
Yeah.
that was crazy because off the gate, that's 16,000 that we're charging on our closing costs, plus so many fees on top of fees on top of fees that I didn't even understand.
Yeah, the 16,000 was kind of outrageous to me, right? Like, and that was one of the first things that I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute, like 16,000, because this is an $800,000 loan. Like that's a lot of money to only be saving, like you said, you was going from 7.25 to 6.75%. So it made sense from a point perspective. They charge you two, you lower your rate by half a point. But that's when I immediately started looking at interest rates in the market and just seeing what was available. And that's why I immediately told you, I said, nah, Maya, you're overpaying by like $10,000 right now. Like easy. And just to give you some more updates on that, because I didn't even get the chance, because we were supposed to talk before this, but we didn't really have a chance to
Yeah.
talk. Those savings are even more as of today, right? So right now, those savings, I told you with the 6 point, I think I was telling you last week it was 6.625. My people could have got you. And 1 point right now today is 6.5% with 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go from that 6 3/4 of 2 points and now go a 1/4% lower than what they quoted you and still save over $10,000 in fees just with that alone. Right. So you definitely they definitely are overcharging you in my opinion, just of what I've seen. And then there was a lot of different other fees. I know you had questions about like the FHA 203K supplemental fee. Um,
Yeah.
Now that fee was like $2,300, and that's definitely a standard fee, because that fee is the FHA supplemental fee is to manage like the escrow account that manages your draw, your construction money. So that wasn't for your loan amount. That wasn't a astronomical charge. That's definitely standard, right? And any lender that you will work with will probably charge the same amount because that's kind of governed by FHA.
Yeah, and then we had the underwriting fee, and I think you said that was like a okay price for the underwriting fee.
Yeah, the underwriting fee, I think it was what, 1,600 or something like that.
Yeah, 1695.
Yeah, that's fine, right? Because most, and just so you guys know, right, underwriting fees, wherever you go to any lender, is probably going to be anywhere between 1,250 and $2,000, just depending on the loan and the product that you're doing. So for you to be in that halfway mark, I thought was a decent fee.
I'm trying to go through the other fees. Um, and I guess for the FHA 203, you have to do the premium insurance, the PM, I guess their PMI.
Correct.
And on top of that, the homeowners insurance, which I really knew, but then when the numbers pile up and then you have to go into closing costs, it just really added up, which was a little scary.
Yeah, it looks astronomical, right? Once you start adding, because that FHA fee, like how much was the FHA fee? Like 10,000, 15,000, something like that? The
14.
upfront mortgage insurance premium, what was that?
It was 14
14,000,
as well.
right? And that, yeah. And that just looks crazy when you're looking at it, right? It's like you got 16,000 here, 14,000 here, you got 10,000, like all these fees just add up, add up, add up. But that FHA fee, that is a standard fee, universal. That's what FHA charges to do FHA loans, and that gets financed into your mortgage. But here's the thing that I'm seeing with your situation, and I'm seeing what most people are like, is that when folks are doing these type of specialty rehab loans, especially with FHA, because it could be costly, it just seems like it wasn't explained to you why each fee was being charged. Is that correct assumption?
Yes, that's how I felt. I mean, they kind of explained it, but I just feel like when you're just when you just explain so much at the same time, it was just hard to just digest it. I just needed someone to kind of break it down um, in a better way for myself.
I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. I just feel like I needed someone to really break it down because it wasn't being explained properly and it was just too much. I think when we first started the process, they just overloaded me with information. And now we're at the end and it's like, wait, hold on. Fees on top of fees on top of fees.
Yeah, no, I could definitely understand that. So let me ask you this, right? Because I know we you got a hard stop coming up in a few minutes, and I want to really get to like you learned so far going through this process, right? What advice would you give to the audience right now who might be thinking about doing a 203K? What are like two or three things you can tell folks like to how to prepare for going through this 203K process to make their process a lot more streamlined?
Well, I feel like for any loan to home ownership, I feel like I wish I would have went on these grant sites and try to get grants before I even started because once we were under contract, a lot of those grants denied us. So I didn't know that at first. But a big thing with the 203K was getting an architect beforehand, getting a contractor beforehand. And that's really why I reached out to you, because in your videos, you made that clear, like, yo, you need that beforehand so you're on top of your game, because this process is quick, it moves fast. And if you don't have everything lined up, you could lose out on this loan. So I would definitely tell people, if you go through an architect, get your architect and line up at least 3 contractors before you even are under contract. And the last thing is just actually don't be scared to ask questions, because I just felt like at first I'm like, oh, I'm gonna sound stupid. I don't know what's going on. I should know better. And it's like, no, this is a learning experience. So like, should definitely not feel scared to ask and re-ask until you actually know what's going on.
Ask a lot of questions. I think I think that's extremely important. No question is a stupid question. And I always try to tell people that, right? The more you ask and the more you learn, the more you're gonna earn. And I think in your situation, look, thank did DM me, and I actually did see the DM and take time to look at it, because ultimately at the end of the day, that DM could potentially now save you well over $10,000 upfront in the upfront cost, and then the amount of interest that you're probably going to save by dropping your rate another 1/4% could be astronomical. That could be tens of thousands of dollars over for the life of the loan, right? So I would say I would also add to your tips would be learn as much as possible before you go into these type of loans, right? These are not easy loans to deal with. There's a lot of moving parts. So the more education that anyone can have with understanding closing costs and what these fees are. So that way, when you first seeing your loan estimates and you hearing what somebody is saying from the beginning, you already know, like, wait a minute, you're telling me my cost is going to be this, but I took this training already. Like, I know it's going to be more. So I know you don't know what you're doing, right? Like you're treating this like a regular loan when it's not a regular loan, right? So I would say the more you learn, the more you earn. Because in this case, if you didn't reach out, it could have cost your family, tens of thousands of dollars. So I'm definitely happy that you did reach out to me, and you guys are on your way to saving some money because of it.
Yeah, definitely. Another point, like you just said, a lot of people act like they do know, your lender, your realtor, even these contractors act like they know what they're talking about. They know how to deal with the 203K, but they really don't. They're just winging it and learning as we go. And, I don't want to be that project for these contractors, these lenders. I really want someone who actually knows, and I want to be able to vet these people out.
I love that. I love that. That's I'm glad you caught that in my videos, because I think I say that all the time. Just because a lender say they offer these type of loans, it doesn't mean they really close these type of deals and they really understand how to navigate and work with contractors and realtors and buyers like yourself to make this process as streamlined as possible. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. So look, before we go, because again, I know I want to be respectful of your time, because I know you had a hard stop coming up at 8 o'clock and it's around 7:52 right now. I want you, because you have a dope business, right? And we were talking about that offline. So I want you to kind of, talk about your brand and your business as well.
Yeah, I'm an event planner out here in New York and New Jersey. My business is called The Eventologist. On Instagram, The Eventologist, and all social medias. But I do a lot of events in New York, New Jersey, celebrity events, baby showers, birthday parties, and I also do cakes, catering, balloon arrangements, floral arrangements, different things for Valentine's Day. Just check me out on all social media platforms. It's my company.
You want to drop a name or two? You want to drop a name or two real quick of who you just working with?
Well, I think the last big event I did was Nelly threw Ashanti a party out here in Long Island. That was like a big event. But I do family events. I love weddings, baby showers, whatever you need. I can cater to you for a great price.
There you have it. Tell them how to follow you.
Follow me on Instagram at the eventologist because I have a PhD when it comes to the party.
There you have it. I love it. I love it. So look, make sure you guys follow my girl Maya. Um, and type it in chat too, so that way people have it as well. And on the show notes, I'm definitely going to put your Instagram information and everything in the show notes of this as well. But I definitely thank you for taking the time to come on the show tonight. I know we were supposed to do this Friday, and I had the Wi-Fi issues, which will be fixed on Thursday, thank God. But I thank you for taking the time on a Tuesday night and coming on and just kind of sharing your story. And I hope the information that you gave out tonight will definitely help somebody else with their 203K. So I definitely appreciate you, Maya, and your time tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
All right. Have a good night. All right.
You too. All right. Bye.
All right, y'all. Shout out to Maya. Make sure y'all tap in with her. A lot of gems in today's episode. Like I said, 203K is definitely not an easy loan. It is definitely more difficult if you're working with the wrong people. Let me ask you guys a question. Since we were speaking on 203Ks, should I do a 203K 5-day boot camp to teach you in 5 days everything you need to know about a 203K loan? Let's take a poll right now because I'm really feeling like there's a lot of people that are kind of in the same boat as Maya is. So if you are interested in that, type yes in chat. Matter of fact, send me a DM on Instagram. Just send me a DM that says 203K. 203K, if are you definitely interested in something like that. 5-day boot camp, Monday through Friday. I'll figure out the time of when I'll do it, as far as, whether I do it in the afternoon or I do it in the evening times. But would that be helpful for you guys here on my YouTube channel to kind of go through the 203K loan, the ins, the outs, and everything that you need? There'll be a live course, but in 5 days, we'll knock out everything you need to know as far as the fees are concerned, working with contractors, lenders. I mean, the whole 9 yards. If you think that would be of value to you, type yes in chat for the FHA 203K 5-day boot camp. Would that help you out?